Hi everyone, it's Tammy from Tammy Colors 2, and you are here for a celebration of tea and coloring in Afternoon Tea Coloring Book by Teresa Goodridge. And this week I have for you Christmas tea. I felt like it was appropriate since Sunday is Christmas. Sunday's Christmas Eve, Monday's Christmas. And this is one of my favorites. I've been holding off having it on here because I wanted to do it closer to Christmas. This is a tea that I get from Tea Haus. They have it right now, and as you can see, I don't label it. We just put a Christmas tree on it. we drew a picture of a Christmas tree. Which, by the way, if you've never seen label once labels, they are labels that you stick on things and you can write on them with a Sharpie marker, and they have an eraser with them. You can't use any eraser, you have to use theirs, but I've never run out of eraser, we'll put it that way. And you erase it off, and and then write on it again, and I've put them in the dishwasher and they take forever to come off, so they're really useful if you want to relabel things. I really like them. So there you go. They come in all kinds of sizes. Anyway, so Christmas tea is this lovely, and I wish I had smell-o-vision because it smells lovely. It is a nice black tea. It has cinnamon and orange peel and almond pieces and cloves and vanilla pieces and other natural flavors, they say. But it is just one of the most lovely teas. We drink it all year long. We buy a bunch. They only sell it around Christmas time, but they usually have some after Christmas. I mean, they still have it now if you want some. It is my favorite Christmas blend of tea. I do love a lot of Christmas teas, but this one I think really, to me, is the best, in my opinion. I wouldn't turn down any of them, but so there you go. And I always put the tea shops that I buy my tea from more commonly in the description, and Tea Haus is one of them. So they do ship. They sell tea online, they ship it, and of course you can see I have my Christmas china out. There's a Christmas tree on my mug. It's just the most smooth, creamy, Christmassy, warm flavor, and it smells your whole house when you brew it. I love it. So that is the tea that I am enjoying. If you have any questions, let me know. So let's see where we are at. I left this last week, and you can see I finished putting on the watercolor. Now I'm going to use some pencil and fill it in. I still can't figure out what these are or how I'm going to color them in, but a little bit of research will help me. I know what those are. I just can't think of what they're called, but I'm pretty sure they're like either white or yellowy green. Doesn't matter. I may make up a color for them. We'll see. And then I have to decide what color I'm going to make the back wall. So that can be later. We have a little bit of time. I am going to use, if you missed last week's video, I used my my Spectrum Noir Aqua Blend colored pencils to add a base of color. And now I'm going to use my Colorista pencils to add some shading. So I think I know the colors I'm going to use. Let me pull some out because I hadn't had time to do that yet, and we'll get started. Okay, so what have I chosen to go with my colors? As you can see, the Coloristas are very bright and pretty. I chose this wave blue to kind of shade this. I can always go to a darker blue teal if I want something darker. Yeah, I don't know. I could do azure blue, but I think the wave is nice. I've got natural brown, which is this one, and dark umber for the wood. And then let's see, what do we got here? Right there. For the leaves, I have 3 colors. I picked out woodland green, nettle green. So here's woodland, nettle, and foliage, all 3 of those. I got a couple shades to shade the flowers with. I've got pink lily and lotus flower, which are right here. And then I have to decide on these. I think I'm going to go with petunia maybe to do these flowers on the pot. Because it's a different kind of color, but yet it's similar. And I think it might look nice. I've got primrose to go in the center, which this is primrose. And I didn't pull out the petunia, which is this one. So I think we can go with that. So I've sharpened them all. We'll set them here. We have our tea. And then let's see. My goal is to get this done by the end of this video. Okay. And I still have to decide on these. I will be tempted to do them a purple color. I just know it. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I feel like I want to do them as a purple color. But all right, so I'm gonna start with my pink lily and just kind of shade this a little bit. I gotta get down in here so that it pops out that yellow a little. And there is kind of an edge right there, so I want to make sure I get that where it's curled over. You know, you got these, it's hard to see like if this is the inside of the flower or not. So then I've got my darker. I need to put my reading glasses on so I can see them. Right? Am I doing the right one? Yeah. So I am going to use this darker lotus flower to kind of get in here and darken up the center of the flower. And then I'm going to bring it out with my pink lily. And then I just kind of keep working them until I get them the way I want them. And kind of do a little shading on this darker part. I have to decide which way this is going. This part, this is hard to see, this leaf down here. So I have to make a decision. I always tend to want it totally is your preference, because I've tried all the ways, and in all honesty, you have to do what's easiest for you or what works for you. And for me, putting down the dark colors never works if I do it first. I always need to put the light colors underneath the dark. to get them to come out. And I'll kind of use the colors, or the drawing, the lines, to kind of give it a little definition. These pencils are kind of medium. I don't know. I haven't really seen anybody use them or talk about using them. Let's see. Is this the top? I feel like this is the flowers curved over. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to. I think I just want to color it like this because it would be darker here and lighter here. I'm not really picking a light source other than my light over my head. I'm kind of guessing. And I just use the lines that the artist put in to kind of give me a little extra, shall we say. And sometimes if I can't get the if I don't think my pencil shading is, or like if there's a line or something, then I will can't tell what this one is. I'll use a blender to blend it out. I don't know, this one might be curled over too. Kind of do it like that. Then let me see, what blender do I want to use today? I don't know if I want to use my Caran d'Ache. Might be too hard. Now, some people don't believe in color in blender pencils. Some people do. I find them very useful. I'm just not that good at making my lines not noticeable, although I don't always use them. And then I'm gonna come in here, make sure those are nice and dark. My paper's kind of smooth too, so that's not helping. I'm gonna make sure we do this. Oops. So it's the week before Christmas. How's everybody doing with that? I'm okay, although I had everything in my house picked up and now it's a mess because I've been so busy the last few days. So I'm like freaking out because I've been working and I just can't quite keep it up. So we'll color these darker because they're in the back. Might kind of go all the way up with this color, since I want these petals to be a little bit darker. I have a bad habit of picking colors that are too similar, and then they don't give enough shading. Let's see. You'll find that I go back over things a lot too. I might need a darker color or a black. Sometimes I do use black to shade. I've heard that that's controversial, but I have luck with it. I like using black, but you got to know what you're doing. Otherwise, you'll just make a black splotch. Something you kind of have to ease into. I think I'm pushing my book up here. Just shade these leaves a little bit. Or petals. Sorry, these are petals. So I think I have my Christmas shopping done. I don't know. There's probably a couple more things I could get. I've got my boxes mailed out of things that I want to mail. So I got the last one of those out yesterday, which I was happy about because I'm always late, you know. This is going to be pretty. I might use a little darker. I might get something darker. What could I use? I guess I could use a dark purple, like a rich purple. Hang on. Might work. And just use it. Maybe like a black in here. And kind of give it a little pop. That's kind of neat looking. I like it. Just here and there. Put a little bit of purple to kind of darken that, make them show up a little bit. So yeah, I mean, this video is late this week because I just haven't had time, which seems to be a common problem with me. I'm surprised nobody says anything. But I mean, it's just life. It's the way it is. Can't really do much about it right now. I mean, it's the holidays, everybody's busy. And I don't know, I let one of my friends hurt my feelings the other day, and I shouldn't let that happen, so I don't know. It's not that easy to hurt my feelings. It's nobody that, this is just a normal friend. It's nobody that I know from YouTube or anything. Just a normal person. So, yeah. So I apologize if I'm a little bit down. I need to snap out of that. You know, I want this to be a happy place. Hey, I've almost got one flower done. I think it's gonna be cool. We'll see. I don't know that I would use these pencils on this paper again. It depends. I mean, they're great shading pencils, but I think this paper is too smooth for them to shade well on. But that's okay. We'll make it happen, right? Maybe I'll actually remember to put some white gel pen on a page. I try not to fuss with things too much or spend like a ton of time, because then I never get it done. But sometimes I futz around too much and then I end up hating it because I spend too much time on it. Does anybody else do that? See how that gives those like a nice shadowy dark effect. Aha! All right, that's looking good. Look at that. I have to decide if I want to do anything with the middle. I haven't decided that yet. I could try putting in some of this primrose. I pressed down. I may actually put some glitter in the center of my flowers. I tend to like to do that. You know, just make them a little bit sparkly. I kind of wanted the outside to fade in a little bit more, and I think I need this marigold color. Where is it? Here it is. To kind of darken up a couple spaces without it being really dark. Okay. That's looking good. Happy with that. So why don't we do a leaf now? I was thinking maybe starting over here with this, and then we can continue down with the flowers. Let's see. So I've got 3 greens here. Oh, I've got foliage green, woodland green, and nettle green, and they are woodland, nettle, and foliage, so it's light, middle, dark. So I'm going to put those in order: nettle, woodland, and then that way I can... I like to put my pencils in order because it kind of helps me out a little bit. I don't have to think as hard, I guess. Alright, so we'll do a little light. some of the medium on here. I mean, for these leaves, I might not use much of the really dark. This is what I like about you having a base like watercolor, because, you know, then it makes it easier, makes coverage easier. Like I said, I don't particularly, oh shoot, throw that in there. I don't particularly love these pencils on this paper. I think because they're so hard, they're not hard, but I think they need toothy paper to really come out, because they are lovely pencils, and I am happy with how the rose came out. So I just think they're like Prismas and, or not Prismas, they're like polychromos, sort of, in that they really want to, you know, you just have to work with them. Because these are not expensive pencils, and I love the bright colors. I mean, I know a lot of people talk about their favorite pencils, and I suppose there are pencil sets that I go to more often. Partly, I mean, that's partly just because, well, I mean, I haven't had all these sets for so long, or that long at all these sets of pencils, and I find that I just am more familiar, and, you know, you find that when you're familiar with something, you go back to it, and that's just kind of what it is. That's partly why I'm going to do, I mean, I'm doing the pencil series for me, honestly, and I just figured other people would want to watch. And if you don't, that's okay, or if you just want to kind of get a summary, you know. I wanted to make myself, I wanted to force myself, because I would eventually, but I know that if I have a plan, I will do it more expediently. But I just thought it would be neat for me to test every set of pencils that I have out, so I know exactly what it does, try it on some different paper, do a few tests, because I do have sets of pencils. The ones that I have not kept any sets of pencils that I do not like. All the ones that I have kept, because I like, when I started collecting pencils, I realized, you know, that, I mean, I'm not ashamed to send something back to Amazon, and I'll get it. And the first thing I do with my pencils is I kind of test them out a little bit, just get a piece of paper. I don't swatch them and go through all that. I just do a little bit, pick some colors, and I've had so many sets of pencils that I just kind of know if I'm gonna like them. And I mean, I'll be honest, I have sets of pencils that I sent back because I didn't like them, and then a year or two later I ordered them again and I like them. And it may be because they've, you know, maybe they've changed their formula a little bit, or maybe, you know, it's just the way it is, that, or maybe I've changed in my coloring and I understand how they work. And there are sets of pencils that I really only use for like shading over marker, because maybe they make a good single layer, but they don't layer. So those are really good for that. if you want to use them for shading and pencil. I'm going to do like these little flower balls, flower buds. Did I just say flower balls? Oh my gosh. Ay, ay, ay. And, you know, I will apologize that this video is going to be so late. Work has been, I mean, crazy. Like, it was supposed to be an easy week. Ooh, that's pretty. That is pretty. Where's my really, yeah, this is my dark color. And this is all I do, is I just kind of shade around. And on this paper, these pencils are really good with 2 layers, but I'm having trouble with 3. And I would need to really, I think if I want to do like a really dark shadow, I need to do it first and put it in the bottom. What was I telling you the other day? Like, I used to do, I know some people like putting the dark colors, and usually I've watched a lot of videos where people put the dark down first, and for some reason, and I know it's the way that I color, I'll get a line. Like, if I do dark first, I mean, this is kind of an exception because of the way that these pencils are, and I have to do the dark first to really get my dark shadow. But, ooh, that's pretty. Look how pretty these are. Yeah, I'm so happy. Put a little yellow on there. I want to make sure I get the stem down here because this one is attached to this. And I just wanted to make sure that I captured that. These are going to be really pretty. I'm so happy with these colors. I still have to decide on the background. So I could do purple. Purple would be beautiful. I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use like a Neocolor or one of my gel crayons or something for the background. And I'll just find like a purple color maybe. I keep thinking purple or yellow. Maybe I should find a palette that has all these colors in it. I'm super happy with this. I haven't had any time to do pencil coloring in forever, and this is really nice because I'm a pencil girl and I mean, I would probably color everything with pencils. But it does take a long time. Well, I don't know. I mean, I kind of do it fast in some cases. Like, I feel like on this one, I'm working pretty fast. You know what I mean? Look how vibrant, you know, that is. Does it show up? Like, oh, those are gorgeous. All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and shade all of these. I'm going to do the flower petals and the rest of the leaves, and I'll make a decision on what these colors are going to be, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I have the leaves and the flowers done, and I phoned a friend, so to speak, and asked about what they thought about this. I think I'm going to make the background like dark blue. I think I've decided. Don't know what medium yet. I'm probably too scared to try anything like neocolors, but I might. We'll see. So these are going to be like a purple, like I think, probably maybe clematis and lavender. And then these are going to be like a white, like these are kind of greenish white, these little white flowers. So let's get started so we can get this done. I need my pencils. I'm probably going to have to make that a little bit green. Pull these pencils down. So I said lavender and clematis, didn't I? We're going to get this done. I've been really busy. And I'm afraid this video is going to be way too long, but we'll see. So let's do this. And we'll do a little bit of this so you can see. So I'm going to try doing these little berries. I can tell that's a leaf, or supposed to be. So we will put a little bit of lavender in here. Lavender? Yeah. Lavender on the berries or whatever they are. And, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. As a matter of fact, sometimes I think it's better looking when it's not. And then do a little, I'll just color that one in like this. Just really quick. Here, a little there, a little there, a little there. Easy peasy. And then maybe I'll go back over it a little bit. And those are just gonna go really fast. Like that. And then I'm just picking and choosing what I want. My friend thought that they looked kind of like lavender. I don't know, but I had thought about making them purple at one point. And then let me, I don't know, pull, oops, that's wrong. Wrong. What greens do I have out here? I have nettle green. Do I want leafy green? Yeah, we could maybe do some leafy green and sap green. Did I get the sap? Oh, let's try these two colors. We're adventurous, right? Well, I'm trying to be at least. Anyway. And we'll just put a little of that in there. Like that. And we'll take this dark color and kind of go in here. That is shaping up nicely. I'm liking that a lot. I have to decide what parts are going to be background and what's not. Sorry, I make really weird noises sometimes, and I've got to stop that. All right, let's see here. Put a little more in that, not overthinking or anything. Just making sure that I get whatever coverage I want. You know, the first one is always the hardest, right? Which one is my dark one? This one? Oh, I picked up a different pencil. Oops. You know. I said, I love these pencils. I just don't like the way they're coming out on this paper. All right, so there's that. And then for these, how did I decide I was going to do that? I'm actually going to take, I could go to a different set of pencils, but, oh, there's no white pencil in here. That's okay. There is a gray. So, let's see, what does it look like? Ooh, that's almost like a good color. Let's see, we've got a gray. I wanted to make them, they're not going to be very dark. They just need to be dark enough. What I really should do is dig out the, oh, there's a green in the Prismacolor set. I can't remember the name of it. Let's see. This is what I do a lot of times, just because I think that that one's too dark. Hang on. Oops. Pale Sage would have been what I was thinking of, because I think that color is going to add the right amount of shading to this. If you've ever seen these before, you know what I mean. They're kind of like this weird little whitish green color. Not much color at all. You don't have to worry about it. So these should go really fast, and it'll look better whenever we get the background done, because these will stand out. I'll have to see. I'm pretty sure the centers of those flowers are dark too, so I don't think I need to worry about putting little dots in the centers, unless I want to make these stand, unless I want to make these stand out for some reason. So they don't look great now, but I have a feeling they will. Now I just have to define the, I might have to use a fine liner for those. I don't know. Let's see. Just a dark green. You can't really see it, so. I just need to make sure it's done so that when we do the background, it shows up, you know, or at least doesn't cover. I still don't know what I'm going to do the background with, so we'll see. Put a little dark in there. All right. So those are colored, and then they will stand out really nicely. So, let me finish these 3 here, or 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's one down here. So I'm just gonna color those in to look like this one over here, and I'll be back. Okay, now that's done. It's looking good so far. I'm like so happy. All right, so what I want to do is I want to do this pot down here, because then we do the background and then we're done. So let me zoom in a little bit. So here's what I'm going to do. And we'll do this corner right here, I think. Okay, so I was trying a color. I was actually filming that, and I didn't like the color, and then it was taking me too long to find something, find an alternative, so I apologize. I'm going to do this teapot and these flowers, because then all we have to do is shade the teapot, do the filigree or the design, and then we just got the background color and we're done. So I wanted these flowers to be like a burgundy color, because I want them to be different than the flowers up here. I had this idea in my head, and I think this is what I want. Because I wanted them to be a similar color, but I wanted them to be different. And they're flat, you know, so I don't feel like I need to shade them at all. I just have to decide what I want the centers to be. That'll be good. And then I'm gonna do dark green. So I'm using Prismacolors for these. I'm using mahogany red is my flower. I'm gonna use dark green for the leaves. I don't think that'll be too dark. That's 908. And then I'm using my Primrose Colorista pencil for the center. So once we darken up the teapot, I think it'll be good. Because I still have to shade the teapot, so now what I'm gonna do, I think it's gonna be cool. It's not done yet, so let's see. I need a blender. Where are all my blenders? Here they are. I have a million different blenders out. I love blender pencils. I just wanted to kind of blend these a little bit. Because I want them to look smooth. And I don't, you know, want to just keep putting color down. Okay. So that's my flower. I think those will be cool. So we're gonna make all the flowers like that. So let me do that and I will come back. Okay, I got the flowers done. So now I'm gonna shade this and hopefully, hopefully this works out for me. I'm gonna use two colors. I'm gonna use this azure blue and I'm gonna use wave blue. And I think the wave blue is gonna be too close to the color, but we'll see. We might be able to use it. I'm gonna have to turn it a little bit because this is the way I work. Okay. So we're in the home stretch. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see how this turns out. I may not need that darker blue. We'll see. I'm afraid. Kind of afraid to use it. Because it's a similar but different color. I don't know. We'll try it here. I think it'll, in a way, I think it'll add something. Because it is a different color. I think I just have to be careful. I mean, it's a similar color, but it's different. I'm just not talking right today. So I kind of want it, I don't know where I want the light to be. Coming from, but I know I want it to be darker up in here because all the flowers are hanging over, you know, so it would be darker. I almost think I like this color better because it's more blue. I'm gonna end up with a weird looking teapot. Let's see. Need to put my reading glasses on so I can see how badly I'm doing. I'm hoping to get to use the other pencil to fade it a little bit. I just don't know how far down I want the dark to go. But, you know, you have this ugly stage and then you get the pretty stage, so. Or at least we hope there's going to be a pretty stage once we get this far. I love these pencils, but I don't think I'd ever use them on this paper again. I'm not going to leave that line there. I'm going to fade that out, but let's see if we can get rid of some white space in here. Okay, so maybe the light's over this way. I don't know. Let's see what we can do. To make it better. Then I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. I think I know what I'm doing for the dots. I'm terrified to use the actual really shiny marker because I'm kind of afraid it's gonna be too shiny. Is what I'm afraid of. So I'm just gonna give this a little bit of, trying to cover up some of the things, make this a little bit darker, and cover up some of the white spaces. Try to make it more of a solid color. Like a teapot is. Oh, there I go with the weird noises again. I am not an expert. Just someone who enjoys coloring a lot. So, this is my trial and error. Trying to get rid of my pencil lines in some of these spaces. So today is very gray outside. I mean, I don't have to tell you that it's been a couple of weeks since I started this part of the video, and I do apologize for that because the holidays got away from me. I got very busy. Yeah, I think that'll be okay. I had traveling and things to get done, and I just could not sit down. That's my fault. I should have said that I wasn't going to have a video, that I would just start this after the beginning of the year. But I was inspired, and I wanted to do it and get it out there. So, if any of you have been waiting on this second part, I apologize. I'll be better. I mean, I knew it would take me a bit to kind of get in the groove of this book, because it is much more detailed than the other one, and I wanted to do something than just straight I wanted to do more than straight marker. That being said, I mean, the next one I might just use marker. We'll see. Let's get done with this one first. It's been so long since I started the first part. I don't even know how long this is ending up being. But I'm gonna try to get it posted. All right. My hands are cold, even though it's not really that cold today. You know how you put pressure on your arm there and it makes your, just makes your hand cold because it's kind of cutting off the circulation a little bit. I gotta do something with this, but I don't really want to color around all those lines. Not gonna lie. But I decided I'm gonna use Prismacolor. I gotta be careful when I'm pulling that. Prismacolor gold pencil. I've got a couple of pencils I'm going to use because there's no gold in this Colorista set, so I'm going to use the gold in another color to kind of make it dark if I want it to be darker someplace. Shading, I guess we would say. I feel like the bottom of this should be, well, I know this I want to be dark. Bottom of the teapot should be dark. Darker. There we go. And then maybe the bottom side of this. Teapot. Because it's on the bottom side. Oh, wait. Yeah, I guess you can kind of see that. I'm just coloring along and not paying attention. You know, just adding little things here and there to kind of make it come out when we eventually finish. Put a little shading here. I guess I don't have to worry about this too much because I'm going to color it dark, so that's at least something. And then these little dots will be filled in. We live and we learn and we try to decide what we like here. Okay. Now I gotta do the little dots. So I've got my Prismacolor gold pencil and we're just gonna go over top and hopefully, yeah, hopefully that blue color won't show through. It shouldn't. I need to sharpen this pencil a little bit. And this is just PC 950. I'm kind of giving it some gold dots here. I suppose I could give it a, if I had thought about it, like a gold ring around the bottom. We'll see what we can do. You'll never know, right? Now I need to make sure that this is sharp. Sharp, sharp, sharp. And then we're gonna go through here and just color in all these little filigree parts with this gold pencil, and hopefully it will look good when I'm done. Because I've never, I mean, I use the gold pencil, obviously. Oh, Scotty's back. Yep. He's bored today. I don't know how people can color in some of these. I really wish I could get rid of that green right there, but I don't think I can. As you're hearing my cat dying in the background, of course that's the way he's making it out to be. He's not actually, but you know. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna go through here and fill in this like so. And I think it'll be cool when we're done. When I add the background, I think that'll really make it pop out. I'm using, if I need it, I have a sepia. Because what I do is I can use any, if I feel like I need to darken up the gold a little bit here and there, you know, you can use like a dark brown or something that kind of matches if you feel like you need it anywhere. And I mean, that works for me. I don't seem to have a problem with that. I'm just trying to darken this up a little bit, and then I'll go over it with the other pencil once I'm done with this. I think that's going to come out nice. So let me finish this filigree, and then we'll finish the filigree, and then I have decided that I have a Prismacolor, or a Prismacolor marker. I have an Arteza Everblend art marker, and I think I'm just going to do this with a marker. I do need to do a little bit of, might be able to do that with my sepia. A little bit of shading in here. I probably need a different brown also. But I need to come through and do a little bit of brown shading into here to kind of fill in and make my table or countertop or whatever the heck this is that this is sitting on, you know, look a little more like a table. I need to get another brown and kind of go over this and fill that out. That's what we need to do, is just put some shadowing in there. I do that all the time. I just use a pencil that I have, because I overthink everything. So I'm trying to not overthink, and then make the dark, well, no, this would be darker because everything's laying on here. So I need to make a little bit of shadow here, with, let me see what kind of brown I have. Is this one? No, that's too red. too dark. Oak tree, maybe? Oak tree might work. Yeah, I think oak tree will work. So I'll just color over that sepia with some oak tree, and we'll make some shadows. I'm just using like a nice kind of woody brown to kind of even out this watercolor or neocolor that I put down here. But you see what I'm doing. I just put in, this is one of the rare times that I'll use the dark first because I want it to be darker, like lines in the wood. And the way I think about it too is that nature doesn't match colors, right? Sometimes, you know, does nature care if this part is, you know, if you have a wood table, you know, is this not going to be the right matching brown? I mean, it shouldn't be too off. Like, it's not going to be like a neon color or anything, but I need to make like a line. And then I think, I don't know what color I'm going to do the outer edge in. Maybe I'll use the Prismacolor gold pencil and just go around this and make a gold edge. I was thinking about using my actual acrylic paint marker, but I'm afraid that I'll go over the lines too much. I need to get a picture I don't care about and practice with those because, you know, they're not forgiving. You use a metallic, and that's partly why I didn't use it on there. I was afraid it'd be too shiny and then it would just be kind of off, you know what I mean? So, but I can also show you. I'm going to finish those up, and then I'll just, hopefully, I'll do a couple of spots here to show you what this PB 20 is going to look like. And hopefully it should be a nice dark color. And I have so many small, tiny spots. I just figured a marker would work fine. Probably better than you know, trying to put a neocolor into all these tiny spaces. Of course, I could use a neocolor and then just use the marker for these little spaces. If you can get one that's close enough, it'll be fine. You know, it depends on how. I'll have to try that sometime. It seems like it would work, but I mean, in practice, I've never tried it. I always try to use the same medium. But this was my idea, was making, you know, kind of filling it in with this darker marker to make these colors pop. Plus, you know, in your house, in a lot of people's houses, they'll have like one wall that's really dark. And like if this is in like an art museum or something, then they would possibly have dark colors, right? And I like the Arteza markers because they're not overly juicy, so I don't think that they're going to bleed out all over my paper. Well, that depends on how overzealous I am with this. And, you know, your wall is gonna be a little patchy, not streaky, but patchy. You know, if you look at paint, it's, depending on how professional it's done. So that's kind of what that's gonna look like. And I think that will bring all of this out and we will be done. So let me do that and then we'll see what our end product looks like. Okay, here we go. Big reveal. Ta-da! It is finally done. Yay. Labor of love. See how those look like the perfect color? I mean, there's a couple things I wish I didn't do, like, although this looks more like, you know, when you take flowers, you take a few stems and you put them in a pot, in a thing, rather than make a flower arrangement. And that's kind of what I was going with, because otherwise I would have had green through here, and I felt like, well, maybe it was showing through, but I'm kind of on the fence. Maybe I should have made it kind of green behind there so it didn't look like the wall behind, but you know, you live and you learn. And my marker is starting to run out, so I was like, oh no. If you're diligent, you can usually make it with a marker that's running out. It just takes a little longer. You have to let it keep saturating itself, and then do a little more and saturate itself. And I put a little alcohol blending solution in it to kind of wet it down a little bit, and it made it. So that's the finished picture. So the next time, I haven't decided if I should do these every 2 weeks or every week. I almost think it might be too much to do every week, but this is going to be the next picture, and it's very cute. I haven't decided what I'm going to use yet, but I want it to go faster, but yet I may not want to use, I may just use marker on it. I may use Inktense and alcohol marker. I don't know. I have to see what colors. I have to let it speak to me and see what colors I want to use. And, but it'll be really cute. I have to decide what color of lab to make. A black lab, a chocolate lab, golden retriever. I guess it looks more like a golden retriever than a lab now that I look at it. What color are my flowers? Oh, so many decisions. Anyway, so I am again so sorry it took so long to get this done. I feel so bad. I will try harder. I will try for a week from when this video posts. We'll see how it goes. I'm trying to get my schedule put together, and I really have to see how long it takes me. It shouldn't take me as long because I don't have all the holidays and stuff. So I don't have all that. And I mean, it's not like this book is hard. It's just that I wanted to use some different mediums, and it took me a little bit longer than it normally would have. And then I had the holidays. But anyway, and let me know what you think about the book. I mean, because I certainly don't ever want to color in a book or use a book that y'all don't want to color in. So, or you're not interested in. But everybody seemed to be interested in this. So just wondering what you think after the first picture. You know, for a while I was beginning to wonder if I was ever going to get it done. But I am happy with it. It came out really nice. I learned a lot. And I love the colors that I use. So I'll have to remember those colors for the future. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me for tea and coloring. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.